This is the video review for Human Alliance Skids with Arcee and Mikaela. Here, just giving you a look here real quick. There he is with Arcee. And just to give you an idea, here he is with his deluxe class Skids figure. So he's a little bigger overall, but not insanely huge. He's not like nearly the giant size leap that Bumblebee to Human Alliance Bumblebee was, but he's a little bigger than his deluxe version. Arcee, I'm going to focus on Arcee for a minute. She's very simple, very basic. This is a permanent bend. There's no hinge there. She's very hard to pose if you have the gun in any position other than kind of across her body. If it comes over here, it's too heavy to keep her standing even on this flat foot she's got down here. It's really kind of a tricky balance to get her to stand up at all. She really doesn't look like Arcee. She's more of a red repaint of Chromia, and her head looks very much like, I think it was Nightbird, but that ninja robot from G1. Doesn't look like the heads on the other toys. It looks like that ninja robot. And I'm going to show you how to transform her to motorcycle, because getting her from motorcycle to robot is fairly intuitive. Getting her from robot to motorcycle is a little less so. But basically what you want to do is take her like this, flip her head back so it tucks into the back of her body there. Then you want to bring this whole thing down and snap that right into there like that. And then take her foot and just flip that up against the front of the bike here like this. And then you want to take this piece, bend it around. Her elbow is going to stick out the side of the motorcycle. But you can see there's a tab hole here and a tab there. There's a tab there and a tab hole here, and you're just going to basically snap this right in there like that. And then this arm you just bend the elbow in and kind of tuck under. So she's got the matching elbows sticking out on either side of the motorcycle. There's not really a kick. If you put it down, if you squat her down low enough, this kickstand will hold her upright. But there she is in motorcycle mode, and not bad for a tiny little motorcycle. Any of the Human Alliance figures can fit on her. Whether it's, you can have Sergeant Epps ride her if you want. I'm not going to go through all the trouble of making him grab the handlebars, but just letting you know you can do it. Mikaela, who comes with the set, can ride with him. But that's Arcee in a nutshell. The wheels do roll, but actually if you push it down that far so the things work, you gotta get that elbow out of the way and the wheels roll. So that's all there is to that. Here's a quick shot of Human Alliance Skids next to Human Alliance Bumblebee. Just so you can get an idea of how much smaller he is than Bumblebee. And again, does come with the Mikaela figure that can ride in the passenger side of Bumblebee. Sam can ride in the driver's side. I'm not going to stick them in there right now for obvious reasons. And also, if you want to, they can make out on the hood. La 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 la. One of the things you might have noticed in that pic, in that shot, is that Sam and Epps both have little holes in the back, about between their shoulder blades, and Mikaela ends up having some sort of like weird, super extended through her hair Santara neck hole, which is great for feeding and breathing, I guess, but looks really odd way up there on the back of her neck like that, and sticks out. It's not just a hole; it's like an actual peg that comes out through her hair. And I wish they could have maybe put those peg holes a little lower, but I guess she had to fit into Bumblebee too, because on Skids they could have made the peg hole a little lower, but yeah, she's not a bad little female figure. She's definitely got the outfit down. The cleavage is not nearly as ridiculous as it looked on some early pictures, so not nearly as decent of a likeness as really Sam, aside from his vacant expression, is really the best likeness that you're going to get out of these little figures. But there's Mikaela. And now on to Skids himself. He's kind of got the opposite transformation of his deluxe in that the front wheels end up becoming his arms and the back wheels end up becoming his feet instead of vice versa. And again, you open up the doors here, and any of the Human Alliance drivers can fit inside in the seats. Same with the passenger side. And there's a steering wheel over here for characters to hang on to. And it's a good thing we open the doors, because that is the first step of transformation, is open the doors. Then you want to unpeg these little tabs just like on Bumblebee. You can swing them down or not. And you want to take this whole assembly and pull it down like this. And there you're going to have the arms. Go ahead and separate those as well. And then we're going to come back here and grab this whole rear assembly here and just pull it down like this. Once those are down, we're going to flip out his feet, and then we're going to rotate these panels down to form his heels, and then we're going to come around front, and these panels are going to wrap all the way around his foot like that. And then take this panel. You kind of have to push the foot down a little bit to help ease, but you just tuck this in, bring it all the way around, and there his feet are formed. And then you want to come up here and pull out his arms like this. And then you want to come up. You want to push them just like Bumblebees. You kind of want to push them up, all the way up, and then fold them down like that. Push the light gray piece so it's horizontal, and then pull this dark gray piece down so it's vertical on the hinge. And then we just take the seats, fold them up, and flip them around. You'll see there's a little peg on this arm that pegs into the bottom of the chair to hold it in place. Just going to bring that around like this. And then on this arm, we're going to actually flip out his thumb and flip down his hand. Now we can get it in there. There we go. Flip down his hand. And then rotate the seat around. And then we're going to take these little pieces on top of the shoulders and fold them down. And there you have his arms. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the front of this and pop it out. Bring this whole thing up right here like this. And his head should, you fold his chest piece down, the head kind of pops up through the, it's on a spring, it may do it automatically. I find it helps if you push it a little bit, but fold that chest panel down and that's going to come up between the chest panels here. You want to go ahead and take the steering wheel and fold it down. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to bring his legs down like this and then straighten them like that, and basically kind of bring his whole spine and torso together and lock that into place. And then this back here, we're going to, much like on Sideswipe, we're going to pull this up and rotate it down and around. We're going to bring this up and around past the hood there, and then you're going to fold this whole thing down, and then this little clip right here is going to clip onto this piece like that. And that's going to form his backpack. Then you might bring these panels out like this. Fold the doors back like that. And you can extend the doors out a little bit. It doesn't really help them come down anymore, but. And then it's just a matter of straightening up his legs so he can stand. And there you have Human Alliance Skids in robot mode. I know a lot of people were complaining about the door wings, and they are there, but most of the pictures had him out to the side like that, which is not how he was in the movie. But I find you can fold them back like this. I wish they could, the hinge is there, but the shoulders get in the way. I wish you could rotate them down a little bit more, and then they wouldn't bug me at all. But from the front, you can rotate them up so they're really not visible or in the way. And you've got a nice, very nice representation of Skids there. We'll go over his gimmicks real quick. One, he's got a little chain cannon that can flip forward, and there's little handholds for Mikaela or one of the Human Alliance figures to hang on and operate the chain gun over his head. And he's got, of course, this arm cannon. Basically, what you want to do is you can flip the seat up, flip the cannon up like that. You have to take the missile out because you'll see the missile slides up into the seat, which is very suggestive considering Mikaela is supposed to be the one riding there, and you've got to push this missile up into the seat there. But that's how it is. And then you can have a character sit there. Oh, you flip up these handles, and you can have a character sit on the seat. Plug in, hold the handles, and operate this cannon on his arm. And then of course you can have somebody sit on this arm seat as well if you really want, but there's no gimmick on that arm. And it also, one of the neat little gimmicks is if you push on his middle little mohawk piece here, it makes his jaw talk. So you can have I don't want none of this jibba jabba. But you can make him talk, which is kind of neat. He's got ratcheting shoulders. They don't really go out so much like this. Ratcheting shoulders, and then just below that there's a hinge elbow. You can swivel him here, mid bicep. Or I guess that's more another shoulder joint here. He's got a hinge elbow. No articulation in this hand. And then over here it's the same thing, a swivel joint up here at the shoulder, a ratcheting joint at the very, very shoulder joint, bicep swivel, and a hinge elbow. And then you can pose his hand a little bit here. His head can turn left to right. It can look up and down a little bit along with that. It's got two swivel hips. They swivel on this axis, swivel on this axis. Hinge knees, and you got a little bit of posability in the toes, and his toes here are on swivel joints as well for wider stance poses. He does have a little bit of waist movement, but the backpack and actually just even the spine piece kind of blocks that a little bit. But actually, it's not the backpack; it's the spine, because you can see he's got some room there before. But when the spine blocks, he's still got some room there to move from the backpack. So. But overall, a neat little representation of Skids. Probably my favorite version of Skids from the line so far. And again, just quick size comparisons. Here he is with Deluxe Class Skids. So again, he's bigger, but not like incredibly large when compared to him. A very nice display size. I can't wait for Mudflap with Simmons to come out so I can complete that trio or duo. And then here he is with Human Alliance Bumblebee and Sideswipe. So you can see he's about in scale with Bumblebee as well, which is very nice. Just to get a good look at him. But really, I mean, like, does he beat out Bumblebee? I don't know. He's definitely better than Sideswipe, and quite possibly. Maybe after I play with him more, he might end up being my favorite of the line so far. Because I like Bumblebee, but I really, really like this version of Skids. So there you have it, Human Alliance Skids, who also comes with Arcee and Mikaela.